welcome to our channel. This week we are continuing with our renovations, and this past weekend we started with our flooring, which is really exciting, and it's something that finally will make this house feel like it's nearly ready, and it's going to make a really big difference. So yeah, that is a very exciting part. So I will start with showing you the flooring that we've chosen. So this is a flooring from Leroy Merlin, and it is their intense durability level, which is one of the highest, and I think there's only one higher than this, which is good because our flooring is going to go in the kitchen and the living room. And this flooring is 12 millimeters, and it's just kind of like a light oak. Choosing this flooring for some reason was really difficult for us. We spent a long time looking at all kinds. We kind of knew what we wanted, of course, but there was always one thing that was not right. It's either not the right color, or it's not the right durability or the quality, or if it has both of those, then it's too expensive. And it's, you know how it is, it's always like that. We had a few choices that we had liked from Leroy. The things that we liked, they of course didn't have in stock, at least not enough for us. So we also didn't want to risk buying something and then not have any stock. And to finish our flooring, that would be really bad. And then we went to shop and we realized that we actually like one that was not actually our choice at all before. I think we either didn't notice it, or it was new added, something like that. But yeah, we ended up going with the one that's called Victoria, I think. And it ended up being our favorite, and one that we actually never really saw before. We started with this room, which is now full of stuff because we had to move everything from one room to another so that we can do the other rooms. So here we have this room, which is our bedroom, and it's all finished in here. While we are here, I'll also demonstrate our new shutters, which were fitted also this week. Not the windows yet, just the shutters, because the guy does them himself, and then the windows he orders from somewhere else. But yeah, this is the flooring. And we have also started here the hall. And this is how far we've got now. Mention the fact that we are going to have a laminate flooring in the kitchen, which is not very suggested usually, or it's not really common. But I think in our space it kind of makes sense because it's a really small space, and the kitchen area is really tiny. There's like 2-3 steps and you're already out of the kitchen. So I just didn't really feel like it would have made sense to separate that. We initially wanted to have tiles in all this area, the entrance, the living room, and the kitchen. So that was, first of all, didn't happen because of all the things with all our builders, and we obviously are not comfortable laying tile on the floor. But I think with laminate we will be fine as well, because this is supposed to be good quality laminate. So it is okay to use in kitchens.
It's not the super water resistant, but it's...
Yeah, so according to the producers of this laminate, it is okay. It is okay to use it in kitchens, but it's not okay to use it in bathrooms. The other point is that we actually really both prefer the laminate, the feel, the look, and the fact that we could fit it ourselves in all the house was probably the biggest reason for us. We are doing little bits every day, the more any time that we have. It's not the best thing to do just bit by bit, but that's the only option, unless we want to leave this for weekends. But we have reached the point now where we could go this direction. And that's why it's a bit of a tricky one now, because so far we've been always coming down from the bedrooms, then doing it like this direction, from left to right. And then once we started passing these cabinets, we obviously had to really think about where do we go next so that they all fit together, so that we don't end up with something that doesn't fit in then together. So they all have to flow. So it's a bit of a tricky one, but it's not anything too complicated because it's all doable. Just really need to think about it properly before we do it. And now we've done this bit here, and now we're gonna go up like that. So we are starting to go all the directions. We are using a tool like this to pull the laminate together, because near the walls you can't really clap it. But that is not the right tool for it. There is a specific tool for it that you can buy in the shop. We just never ended up going and buying one. Oh, that's it. Show what you did with your finger. That's what happens when you put your fingers in between the laminate and put them together.
No.
No?
No, it wasn't. It was with a hammer, with a rubber hammer.
Ah.
I was... Basically, we use these... a cut of the laminate to... in place. So just like this, because obviously a piece will have all the kind of connections that you would want, so you can just use whichever would fit in here. This one now is all ruined anyway, and then we just clap it like this a bit, and I was holding it like this, not in the best position, and right here, so it just got my little bit tiny of skin against the laminate. That's how it got.
I thought, because I once, when I was watching Fabio to put two pieces together, I had my finger over the connection, and then it took a bit of a piece of skin.
Yeah.
It's all minor injuries.
Oh, this one hurts me like hell.
Only a little bit left. This is going to have some cuts around here, so it's not going to be that easy, and they're still in the window as well. Last bit. This is all that's left to do. And the last piece is a millimeter too long, right?
Yeah.
Last piece.
Not yet.
Not yet. Come on. Second try. Oh.
And I cut this little corner.
Third time lucky. What do you think, Kobe? Dun dun dun. Is it still not fitting? Come on. Is it going to fit or is it not? And it fits! Finally! And it doesn't go together. What the hell? No other piece in this whole floor was this annoying.
We are done with the flooring.
It feels like we're done with everything, but it's so not
I've
true.
got some
We showed that yesterday.
to show again how it's developing.
No one needs to.
People may be concerned with my well-being, and like you, got another one.
The same way. You don't learn.
Yes, we are done with the flooring. Look at it. Looks okay. We have some spots where it kind of goes down a bit, but that's because our underfloor isn't not flat and it's not perfect, so it's expected, I suppose. Hopefully, we left enough gap for the expansion of the flooring. And not too much that the skirting board can cover it. So
In some places it
tricky.
might be.
We will see how it is. Yes, in some places, especially on the first bedroom, or around some corners where the wall isn't exactly flat. We'll see when we put the skirting board. But
Open the light.
it's pretty okay, I think. For first timers doing all of these.
Yeah, I think we did a good job, but what isn't so good is what is underneath it.
Yeah.
And maybe we didn't do the best job with leveling it out.
Overall, we are happy with the result. The floor looks good. So we got the floor on Leroy Merlin. It's an AC5 12mm flooring, so I think in their categories in denser. It went pretty well, to be honest. We used some old wooden boards that we had that were actually going to the bin for the spacers. So these are exactly 1 centimeter, 10 mil, which works really well as a spacer. In other places where it was slightly larger, we used a tiny bit of cut from the board, which would be 12 mil. But yeah, well, it was pretty straightforward, to be honest. The hardest bit is obviously around these corners and the fact that our floor isn't level. So this bit here was the trickiest, because this part here was higher, and making sure that it was level, it was a bit of a tricky thing. Obviously, the more cuts you have on your boards, then the hardest it is. It just takes time, because you have to measure, go do the cuts, then come back and put that board, and then measure the next one. At least for me, which for us, we are not experienced, so I couldn't measure several boards and then go and cut them all at once, because I had to see how this one goes, exactly where it goes, put it against the spacers or against other boards, so then I could measure exactly the next one. And obviously that takes time, because you're always measuring, always going to cut, always coming. But yeah, apart from that, it took time, but it went pretty well. It took us a while to find out what was the best way to put them. At the beginning,
Yeah.
we were struggling a bit. Until we found a tool where we could use the walls for leverage and click them in place when we were near the walls. And then it's just choose where you start and just keep going. It went pretty good, I think. Now time will tell, of course, how it is, because if it isn't good, it may start cracking and creaking in some places or coming up in others.
We'll
We shall
see.
Laminate board has this locking system on the 4 sides, which means that when you do a cut, your cut needs to be against a wall or furniture or whatever. It has to be at an end. What that means is you can't have cuts in the middle. Your cuts always have to be the one on the right side and the one on the left side of the room. If you look at this room, which is a large room, we could only have cuts on that wall or on that wall, because if you cut something in the middle, you cut the clicking system and then you can't put them together again. So you have to be prepared to always cut near a wall. And what that means is when you are finishing here, the cut that you will do on this side is always what you use to start on the other side, because this cut is on the right side here. So for the other board it would be on the left side and you could use it to start on that. Ah, nice tip. Use your pencil here. You look like a builder.
And no t-shirt also looks like a builder.
It's just too hot.
And now we're gonna take a break of works, right? No! This weekend we are not working. We used in total 37 boxes and it took us about 2 full days and 2 evenings, so basically about 3 days. That's it for this video. We're finally finished with the flooring. I hope we can take a break finally. We need to clean everything up, clean all the floors, and we're done for this week. So thank you for watching this video. Hope you enjoyed it and we'll see you next time. Bye!